Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're going to be restoring the headlights on this Mark 5 Golf. So I've seen loads and loads of Mark 5 Golfs with these faded headlights, so we're going to show you how to do them. I'm going to do it POV so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, but let's first take a look at what we're working with and the kit I'm going to be using for doing it. So as you can see, these headlights are pretty gone. In fact, they're probably an MOT failure at the moment. So I thought now would be a good time to do them. This is my mother-in-law's car. So yeah, we've got a kit here by Turtle Wax. I've used this before my BMW before it got written off. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys step by step what to do, and I'm going to do it POV on the GoPro. So you guys can see what to do. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay then guys, so here we are. As you can see, I've got a nice little chair here. So we're going to be working on this headlight first, so then we can get a comparison of just how good the kit is, etc. So yeah, let's get into it. We'll start by opening up the box. I can't be asked to take the tape off. Yeah, we'll show you guys what you get in the kit to start off with. So you get a glove, that's sort of for a later step. You get this, which is your lubricant spray, which we're going to be using when we're sanding down the headlight. And we also get this clarifying, nice bug on there, clarifying compound, which is like a little abrasive compound that we're going to use to sort of clear up the lens after we've sanded it. And then also we have, put that there, we've got the instructions, and then we have our sanding pads, which go down in grades from sort of coarse to ultra fine, and then we've got our two wipes here, which are pretty self-explanatory really. So this one is the base coat after we've completely removed all the crap, and this is the lens that, sorry, the wipe that then seals the lens again. And essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sanding off the protective layer that the UV has destroyed, and then we're going to be resealing the headlight, because otherwise it would just go straight like this straight away. So what we'll do first is that we will just get straight in on the lubricant with the wet sanding. You can also go with the clarifying compound as well, but I think, to be honest, what we're going to need is just to go for the sanding on this. So like I said, you've got the two bits where you can see how good the headlight was once, and then you can also see on my gloves blown away. Just pick that up, shove that in there. So number one is the most abrasive, as it were, and then you basically move down the grits. So let's get straight into it. Okay then guys, so I've gone and got a microfiber towel as well, because we need that, so make sure you've got one of those handy. So what we're going to do first is just sort of give the lens a nice wipe over. As you can see, there's plenty of age-related marks and crappy bits on it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to apply a bit of the clarifying compound to our microfiber towel. Oh, that's going to be typical, isn't it? Just put that on the floor for now. Like so. And then we're just going to firmly rub this in. And sometimes this can be enough to sort of clear the headlight up, but in this case it won't be. So yeah, we're just going to give it a nice firm, might even go a bit more on that actually. There we go, a nice firm polish on that. So as you can see, it has improved things slightly, and actually you can see the amount of rubbish that comes off that as well. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to wipe it down, wipe sort of the remainder of the clarifying compound off, and see what we're working with really. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, find out later, is we're going to apply some lubricant to the headlight, and this is pretty much just watery stuff. You can also, if you want, mask off, what I haven't done. We're going to use number 1 first, and we're going to be going sort of horizontally back and forth to start off with. Just try and make sure you get all of the crappiness, and this dirt that you see here is essentially the old sealant coming off. Let me do this a couple of times, and we'll give it a wipe off. And you should make it go a bit hazy, because essentially what we're doing is just scratching the lens up in order to then polish it back down. So I'm going to spray some more lubricant on there and do another pass with this, just to get the worst of it off really. So like I said before guys, these dodgy lenses were probably an MOT failure. Luckily this car's had its MOT extended thanks to the COVID-19, but yeah, essentially if these are too foggy you can actually fail your MOT for it, which is, for the sake of £10, which is what this kit was, can be easily rectified and make your life a lot easier. So yeah, something to bear in mind. So we'll probably move on to number 2 now, which is a finer sanding grade, which will sort of declutter the or demist it a bit more really. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to go up and down, so sort of the opposite, 90 degrees as to what we were doing before. And what this does essentially means that you're working in both planes. It's probably more easy to do it in my other hand. If you're going to do this guys, I'd recommend actually getting like a table or something that you can stand all your crap on, rather than the engine bay, because you end up losing bits down there. So you might recognise this car, a few of you, from a couple of videos I've done regarding how the sunlight wrecks your car, and that's one of the things I highlighted in that video, was how the sunlight destroys these lenses. And like I said, it's literally just the coating on the lens gets destroyed by the sunlight, by the UV even, which causes them to mist up like this. So do another pass on the number 2. The trick is though, is just to keep it nice and lubricated on here. As you can see, it's already looking way better. And as we work down the sanding grits, that quality will get better and better. So it's really nice and satisfying. It's quite time consuming. And what I'll do as well is I'll stick in the video, we'll do chapters so that you guys can skip on if you're not doing this live time and just doing it for sort of watching this video for research purposes. We'll do it so we go through the stages and you can just click through the stages, or might speed it up as well, I'm not sure. Okay, that's probably us done with number 2 now. As you can see, it's actually looking way better already. So number 2 is number 3 is even sort of less coarse than the other one. There we go. And now we're going to be doing the horizontal again. I need a better place to put this. Like so, so we're going to go around the lens. And you want to be quite firm with this because you want to get the best finish possible and we want it to be nice and effective. As you can see, we've still got some of the crud coming off here. And this is one of the jobs that will actually sort of take years off any car that's got these milky headlights. It's one of the biggest giveaways of how old a car is, really, and Volkswagens are quite guilty of it. Their lenses go quite milky quite quickly because this is only a 2006 car, and yeah, it's very deteriorated, the lens. But Japanese cars as well, or sort of cheaper Japanese cars, tend to suffer from this problem as well, and it's literally just down to the quality of the lens and what coating they use for it. We'll just go for another pass on number 3. Just sort of really making sure we're getting the worst of it off. And then what we'll do is we'll move on to number 4, which again we'll just be doing up and down rather than side to side. I want to try and focus on this line here, because as you can see, where the headlight was good and where it's not so good, there's quite a distinct line, so it's quite frustrating to see that. So we'll try and get that done and sorted. If I had the option, I would have taken the headlight out, but on these, unfortunately, you have to take the whole front bumper off, or just dismantle the whole front of the car, which is a bit of a faff really. On my Volvo, you can literally just pull the headlight out in seconds, so it's a bit annoying, and ideally you would probably remove the whole headlight, but you know, gotta work with what you've got. I'll just go for a little bit more on this, just around the bottom here, and that's the trick really, is to have a look, keep looking around where your sort of worst bits are and focusing on them, because the centre of the lens, as you can see, is cleaned up quite nicely. It's more around the edges at the top that it hasn't. Right then, let's give this a wipe down, and then we'll be on our final stage, number 4. As you can see, it's here. So yeah, this is essentially just like purified water, this stuff, so it doesn't matter if you get it on your paintwork. I think it's fragranced as well by the smell of it. It smells quite nice, quite sweet smelling. And yeah, we're going to focus on this line here first, just to really try and do as much as we can off of that. And just around this edge here is quite a bit of misted still. This is the same sort of technique that they use in paint correction, obviously in a much more aggressive manner and a much more sort of larger scale. You would be using little sanding pads like these for your paint correction probably, because it'll just take years if you're going to do a whole car. And you probably wouldn't get a paint correction kit for £10 either, which is all this kit costs, and you could probably do both lenses. I've got 2 just to be sure that we could get both lenses done today. Yeah, this headlight is starting to look much better when you compare it to that one. It's looking almost brand new. So as you can see now, we've got our finished our sanding grades. If we take a look here, it's much better actually. much better, this lens. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply some clarifying compound again, which is, like I said, it's just a super fine, just to put it straight on the lens actually. We'll get that worked in, and this should bring it nice and clear now, hence the name clarifying. Just using 2 hands to get a nice amount of pressure on it as well. There we go. As you can see, it's looking much better compared to the other one. Just still an absolute mess. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do this one next, and then what we can do is get go through the final stages of sealing the headlights, but I want to get them both done so the sealing wipes don't dry out. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay then guys, so we have now done both sides. As you can see, they're looking much better now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the final step, which are these, the lens base coat and the lens sealing wipe. So I'm going to stick my glove on because these are skin irritants and they're not very nice actually once you get them on. I don't know who they make these gloves for. It must be the Hulk or something, because they're absolutely massive. But I'm going to start with the base coat wipe. I'm just going to open it, and what you've got to do really is just put that there. I'm going to clean this up, don't worry. Is wipe the light over with this. And this just gives a nice base coat, and then once it's dry, we need to apply the lens sealant. So just make sure we cover all parts of it, and now I'll do the other one as well. As you can see, this massively helps. It's quite like slippery. Massively helps the clarity of the lights. It always transforms them. So make sure we get all of the lights, and yeah, then we'll, once they dry, we can cover it with the sealant. This glove makes everything so much harder. So this should dry within sort of the next 5 minutes or so. So that's actually really quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to shove this one straight on. This is pretty much the most important part. You need to make sure you cover all of your lens, because this will stop it going crappy again in the future. So I'm going to give it a good, oh, I've touched it with my bare hand. Let's see what rash we come out with that. But yeah, if we just try and get, this is a much more thick sort of substance, and it's a UV protection and sealant, which will preserve the headlights in the future. And as you can see, they look absolutely fantastic now we've cleaned them, and now we've done this restoration. So we'll just do the other side now, like so. Do this so it's easy for you guys to watch rather than my head being on the tilt. Never realised how much I tilted my head to do things until I started wearing a GoPro on my head, and then all the footage was like wonky. Probably why my neck's so bad. But yeah, as you can see guys, these headlights have come out a treat. This is the final stage. All we need to do is just make sure that we try and get every single bit of the headlight, otherwise you'll get spots where it yellows and stuff. But like I say guys, for £10 this kit is absolutely fantastic. It's probably taken me about half an hour in total to actually do the lights. If I wasn't doing it with the camera, it would probably take me half an hour fully. It's probably taken me about an hour today, but in terms of, yeah, just solid work, and it's been about half an hour. So yeah, it's a nice easy job to do on your car guys. But yeah, so as you can see, they've turned out fantastically. This now is probably going to take up to 24 hours to cure completely. As you can see, it's like 30 odd degrees today, so I doubt it's going to take that long. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you've ever done this on your car, how it went for you, or yeah, if you're looking for someone to do them, I'm more than happy to do them as well. So let me know in the comments. But yeah, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.